Hi, good day. My name is Margaret Pitilla and I am from BSEDMA 3. I will be discussing to you the quantitative research design. But first, let's have our lesson objectives. So at the end of the lesson, students are expected to define and explain the concept of quantitative research design, identify the different types of quantitative research designs, develop a critical thinking approach to evaluating quantitative research studies and their findings. So what is quantitative research design? It is defined as a research method used in various disciplines, including social sciences, psychology, economics, and market research. It aims to collect and analyze numerical data to answer research questions and test the hypothesis. It offers several advantages, including the ability to generalize findings to larger population, the potential for statistical analysis and hypothesis testing, and the capacity to uncover patterns and relationship among variables. However, it also has limitations such as the potential for oversimplification of complex phenomena and the reliance on predetermined categories and measurements. We have several key elements of quantitative research design. So, quantitative research design typically follows a systematic and structured approach. It involves the following key elements. First is the research questions. Research questions. The researcher formulates a clear and specific question that can be answered through quantitative research. The question should be measurable and objective. The second one is the variable. The researchers identify and defines the variables relevant to the research question. Variables are attributes or characteristics that can be measured or observed. They can be independent variables or dependent variables. The third one is the hypothesis. The researcher develops one or more hypotheses based on the research question. Hypotheses are verifiable statements that can make prediction about the association between variables. The fourth is sampling. The researcher determines the target population and selects a representative sample from that population. The sample should be large enough to provide a statistically significant result and should be chosen using appropriate sampling techniques. Next is data collection. Quantitative research design relies on the collection of numerical data. This can be done through various methods such as surveys, experiments, quantitative observation, or secondary data analysis. Standardized instruments such as questionnaires or scale are often used to ensure consistency and reliability. Next is data analysis. The collected data is analyzed using statistical methods and techniques. Descriptive statistical are used to summarize and describe the data, while inferential statistics are used to draw conclusions and make generalization about the population based on the sample data. And the last is the result and conclusion. The researcher interprets the findings and draws conclusions based on the analysis. The results are typically presented in the form of tables, graphs, and statistical measures such as means, correlation, or regression coefficients. Now, let us move on to the different types of quantitative research design. There are several types of quantitative research design, each suited for different research purposes and questions. Here are some common types of quantitative research designs. First is the experimental design. It involves the manipulation of an independent variable to observe its effect on a dependent variable. while controlling for other variables. Participants are typically randomly assigned to different groups such as control group and one or more experimental groups to compare the outcomes. This approach enables the establishment of cause and effect relationship. Second one is quasi-experimental design. Exhibits similarities to experimental design, yet it lacks the random assignment of participants to the group. The researcher takes advantage of naturally occurring groups or pre-existing conditions to compare the effects of an independent variable on a dependent variable. While it doesn't establish causality as strongly as experimental design, it can still provide valuable insights. The third one is correlational design. Investigate the association between two or more variables without engaging in their manipulation. Researchers measure variables and determine the degree and direction of their association using statistical techniques such as correlation analysis. However, correlational research cannot establish causality, only the strength and direction of the relationship. The fourth is longitudinal design. It involves collecting data from the same individuals or group over an extended period. This design allows researchers to study changes and patterns over time, providing insights into the stability and development of variables. Longitudinal study can be conducted retrospectively or looking back, or prospectively or following the participants into the future. The fifth is cross-sectional design. Collects data from a specific population at a single point in time. Researchers examine different variables simultaneously and analyze the relationship among them. This design is often used to gather data quickly and assess the prevalence of certain characteristics or behaviors within a population. Next is the ex post facto design. So it involves studying the effects of an independent variable that is beyond the researcher's control. The researchers select participants based on their exposure to the independent variable, collecting data retrospectively. This design is useful when random assignment or manipulation of variable is not feasible or ethical. So that's all. Thank you for listening and watching this video.